Hi, hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deerica. It's like Erica with a D in front of it and an apostrophe. If you're not, welcome back.
My name is Jared. It's like Jared with a Jared in front of it and a Jared.
On today's video, we are going to give you guys some travel tips, specifically to Europe, but also the first few are just like normal travel tips. And we're just gonna kind of run through these and maybe give a little bit of a story behind it, you know, if we need to, okay? So a little over 2 months now, Jared and I went on our 1 month long European honeymoon, and it was absolutely amazing and we loved every second of it. But like any trip, there are things that you learn and that you just come back and tell your friends, don't do this, or yes, do this. And so that's just kind of basically the reason why we're making this video, trying to tell you guys what to do and what not to do. And you guys are literally standing like right across from us, so it's like we're having dinner with you guys and we're just giving you guys all the tips.
These aren't perfect travel tips, but they're just based on our experiences and what we learned, so hopefully they help you should you plan to go to any of the places we went on our trip.
First tip is bring enough euros. So some places only accept euros, and what we did, I honestly forgot how much we started with, but we divided it per place we were staying. Like we went to Lisbon, Lagos, Barcelona, Paris, Nice, Capri, Positano, and Rome. So we divided it all by that.
And since it's cash, it's pretty easy to keep it separate, so just divide it.
Envelopes. Tip number 2, make sure you bring a credit card with no international charges. A good credit card is Capital One, so we made sure to open an account with that, and shout out to my parents who told me this trick. But we opened an account with Capital One before we went on the trip, so we had that credit card and we could use it anywhere, and a lot of places did accept credit cards, which is nice.
Public transportation is a must when you're traveling Europe. It's really good. Definitely get like the passes for like the metros and stuff, because it'll save you a lot of money. Like taking public transportation makes you immerse in the culture too, which is super fun. Number 4, bring a water bottle. So this is something that like I feel like I do anyways on every trip, and Jared and I both forgot one. But what we ended up doing is using like just regular plastic water bottles that we'd buy and like reusing them like every few days. The restaurants is the main reason you should bring a water bottle.
Yeah.
It's not like buying water bottles is expensive. It's the water at the restaurants that's expensive. It's not.
But you're also walking a lot and you're in the water, so.
Yeah. One of the biggest like misses for us is like walking around all day and then realizing we're hungry at about 3:30. But most of the restaurants in most of the countries we went to, they close between lunch and dinner around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And so you end up not being able to get food at a restaurant because the kitchen is closed. So make sure you pay attention to the time when you're traveling and sightseeing, because you might miss lunch. Definitely bring good shoes if you plan to sightsee most of your trip, because you'll be doing lots of walking. So bring comfy shoes. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, number 7. Make sure to pack light. Ladies, I feel like this is mostly for you. I know I'm like an overpacker like by nature, and so we really try to not pack as much for multiple reasons. One, since you're walking, and especially if you're going from multiple countries in Europe, it's hard to carry all your stuff sometimes. So make sure it's a good bag you can carry and it's light. You will probably go shopping there at some point, and if you pack light, then you can stuff some extra stuff in there that you buy when you're over there. So pack light. Coming in at number 8. Honestly, it should be number 1, because guys, check your passport. I realized 2 months before we were leaving that I didn't have enough pages in my passport. I had like 1 page left in my passport, and something I didn't know was you need like 3 or 4 pages to even enter certain countries. So you need pages in your passport. Check if your if your passport is expiring. Check if it has the right name. Check if you even have it. So make sure you check that. That's super important. And for us, literally, we ended up going to Miami 2 days before we got married. It was insane. It was okay, but it was just a lot. And I had to get a whole new passport. So just don't do that. Just check your passport in advance, okay? Do that.
Definitely do that. Tip number 9 is for Lisbon. Honestly, make sure you have Bird installed on your phone and set up before you go, because we used Bird so much while we were there. We were scootering everywhere we possibly could. There was a lot of dead zones where you couldn't scooter, but we would literally make a point to like avoid those on the scooter just to get to ride them. Because the two of us, we can fit on one, and it really wasn't that expensive. So we just made the most of it, and we tried to Bird everywhere. It was great.
Or Lime, I think too, right?
Yeah, they have Lime as well.
Mostly Bird.
But mostly Bird.
Tip number 10, Uber over taxis. Because taxis can try to upcharge you for some stuff, like extra bags and stuff, where like Uber won't. So Uber over taxi. Tip number
11, when you're in Lagos, if you go to Lagos, you should definitely rent a bike. The whole town is very easy to bike around, and everything is honestly more accessible from a bike than it is like a taxi. They don't have scooters there either, I don't think.
No, it's super small.
Just rent a bike, it's pretty cheap, and you can bike the whole town in one day.
All right, tip number 12. So for Barcelona, take the metro, and this is also combined with Paris. Both countries have it where you can buy a pass for multiple days. And so I think for Barcelona, we were only there for like 3 days, so we bought like the 36-hour one or something. It was unlimited rides, and it was pretty great. And then for Paris, I think we did the same thing, but. Yeah. And it was pretty clean and stuff. And then going to tip number 13, it's also Paris. Use the metro. Super, super easy. Literally, like, we've both been to New York, and Paris metro was way cleaner, which, I mean, New York metro is pretty.
Yeah, that's not saying much.
Not saying much, but it's really clean. It's so easy to do.
The Paris metro is what the New York metro wishes it was. Tip number 14, when you're in Paris, make sure that after sunset you're paying attention to the Eiffel Tower, because every hour for the first 10 minutes of the hour, the whole thing lights up and sparkles. Makes for a great photo, or it's honestly just nice to look at.
It's literally the most magical thing you'll ever see in your whole entire life, so. Number 15, Pink Mama. Okay, so if you're going to Paris, if you like, we have a lot of Paris tips. If you're going to Paris, there's this restaurant called Pink Mama. It's stunning. She's incredible. The top floor is like this like garden rooftop place. It's beautiful, but you have to make a reservation 2 weeks in advance. I didn't know it was 2 weeks. I checked 3 weeks before and 1 week before, and I missed it. And we had to wait in line because we didn't have reservations. So we came like 30 minutes before the restaurant opened to stand in line so that we could get in, and we got in, but to like basically like the basement level, and the food was so good. We sat at the bar. We sat at the bar, yeah. And the food was good, but we didn't get like a view and stuff. So definitely make a reservation, it's worth it. All right, this one, tip number 16, Cafe de Florence. So worth it or not?
No.
Okay. So there's hype behind it for sure.
No, it's just it's a trendy spot.
It is so beautiful, guys. And I'm not gonna lie.
It's like $15 for an egg.
Yeah. Okay, my hot chocolate was like $9, but it was the best chocolate I had in all of Paris. I'm not lying. So I would go back. I know it's expensive, but I would go back. But I'd go other places too, so whatever.
Tip number 17. When you're in Nice, France, make sure you take the train to go to Monte Carlo, because it's only like, I think, an hour train ride. You don't need any kind of visa to get in. It's a whole different country. It's where all the fancy cars, casinos are, like very worth it. So definitely make sure.
And don't forget to bring your passport though.
Don't forget to bring your passport so you can go in the casinos.
Weed. And also you can take the train to different cities around Nice, and they're really cool to explore.
Yeah. Tip number 18, when you're in Capri, you can buy a bus pass for the little tiny buses that go around the island. You can ride it unlimited. You just purchase the pass at one of the bus stops.
Near the tower.
near the
There's
tower.
one there, but there's others, I guess. I don't know. Sorry.
Maybe, we don't know. We bought ours near the tower.
Tip number 19. Okay, 1000% recommend rent a Vespa. It was
Definitely.
probably one of the best things we did, and we rented it when we were in Positano and drove it to Sorrento, and that's where we had our cooking class. And then we drove the Vespa from Sorrento back to Positano to Amalfi, and just like that whole coast is just
Gorgeous. Bottom line, rent a Vespa, drive it along the Amalfi Coast. That's what you gotta do. Tip number 20, when you're buying bus tickets in Positano, or really anywhere on the Amalfi Coast, I think.
for sure Amalfi Coast.
For sure, Amalfi Coast, if you're buying bus tickets, you need to buy them in the tobacco stores. There's no bus stop stands where you can buy tickets.
Yeah.
You can't buy them on the buses.
Yeah.
You gotta go into a tobacco store, tell them what bus ticket you wanna get or where you wanna go. They'll tell you what to buy. It's just the way they do it.
They were the most confusing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the bus systems there. Very
Yeah,
confusing.
their bus
But
system was pretty bad.
if you ask people, I wouldn't say bad. 21.
Tip number 21.
Tip number 21. So we came from Capri and we got dropped off at the port. If you get dropped off by the port, there's probably gonna be a bunch of people coming to you and being like, oh, I can take your bags, I can take your bags. And honestly, I was a little sketched out. I was like, you're not taking my bag? Like, what? But no, these guys are like, they're like part of this company and they take your bag in this little car to your Airbnb. You just like tell them where it's at and they drop it off. And honestly, I'm so thankful we did that.
So thankful.
Because one, we had no idea where we were going the first day. And two, we walked so many stairs. So
Way too many.
yeah, definitely do that. I know it seems sketchy, but do it.
Tip number 22, when you're in Rome and you want to go visit the Pantheon, make sure you make a reservation online. But that's only if you go on the weekends. No matter what, it's free to get in, but on the weekends you have to make a reservation to get in.
Yeah.
Tip number 23, when you're also in Rome, you want to go see the Vatican. If you happen to be there between mid-April and September, try to go in the evenings. You can go past like 6 p.m. There's way less people. It's way less of a crowd. It feels like you kind of have the place to yourself. And we definitely recommend doing it that way because it's such a cool experience.
Tip number 24 is we went to Rome. I feel like a lot of people hate on Rome or just like, ugh, Rome, like I don't want to go. Is it even worth it? We went for like a day and a half or so.
Yep.
And we absolutely loved it. We did almost everything we wanted to do in a day and a half, so you can do a lot in a day and a half in Rome. And I kind of wish maybe we had 1 or 2 more days, but just to like kind of relax and like see like local coffee shops or something. But we did like all the important things. So if you want to go in and out of Rome, honestly, you can do it in 1.5 days. Tip number 25 is Trevi Fountain. Okay, so a lot of you were like, how the heck did you guys get pictures in front of Trevi Fountain, just both of you, without having 5 billion people in the background? Because we went at like 7:15. Okay, probably like 7:30.
But crack of dawn.
But you gotta get there early, and there's no one there, and it's perfect. And
It's
you,
really nice.
it's literally just you and the Trevi Fountain, and you're like,
beautiful.
oh, hello. But yeah, so that is the last
She
tip.
was like that. I wasn't like that.
Yeah, no, he was like that too. Okay, anyways, and that is our last tip. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it and comment and subscribe to my channel. And if you have more tips, hey, drop it down. People want to know your tips. Okay, cool. Bye, guys.
Just a tip.